Hey, hi friends, welcome back to Bhau-Automation Lab once again. Let's continue this online session related to the API automation. In previous session, we have learned all the theoretical parts related to the API. For example, what is mean by API, what is web services, what is different between exactly API and web services, what are the gate post methods, and also we have seen the different protocols like SOAP, REST, all those things, right? So we have learned everything till time theoretically only, right? In this session, let's start doing API automation practically. Okay. So first of all, before starting with the Eclipse and the Java automation code, we have to execute this API in the Postman. Okay, so that understand what is how the request will get sent and how we can exactly get the response from the particular API. For the testing purpose, we have, if you go to the bhauautomation.com, in this blog section, we have API automation page, API automation testing page, and inside this API automation testing we have added some like dummy APIs to for the practicing purpose. You can also visit this. I will add this link in the description box as well. You can visit this page and let's understand the API request get and post example. For example, API is called application programming interface. It helps different system to talk each other and share the data. Okay, they are an important part of modern web applications. In this post we have will explain two common types of API request, get and post, with easy to understand and examples. So here I have added some one practical API, like for practicing purpose. This is the get API. Okay, so understand this, what is this exactly API means. So in this API, this is HTTP. It's something like a protocol, okay, which we have corrected here. Like it's the schema protocol. This is the HTTP, maybe HTTP, HTTPS, like that. Okay, so HTTPS for the security purpose, and the rest of the things like this one is the domain or host where we have hosted this particular things. This is the section of this API, and this slash JSON is contained as a path or endpoint of that particular API. There are something like a query parameters also. For example, if you hit this API in the browser as well, you will get the response like this. So this is the response for this particular API, because it's a gate API. You can simply copy that API and hit into the browser as well. So query parameter is something like that. If you add something like question mark and let's say page is equal to 2, like that, anything related to this, there could be the this could be the uh, this query string or query parameter of this particular API. So this is the API. Always understand this. First is protocol, then this is the domain name or host of that particular API. After that, whatever path of that API or endpoint of that API, like resource path or endpoint. And if you, anything that apart from this with added additionally with the question mark, it's called as a query parameter of that particular API. Simple. So this is the simple understanding about that this particular API. This is the response which we can get the using this particular API. When we hit this as this is a GET request, it will we can get the response in the browser as well. Like the simple schema protocol is HTTPS. Ensure that like it's a secure communication between the client and server, because this is the HTTPS. If it is not HTTP, only HTTP, it cannot be secure. Okay, and host domain, this is the is the API provider, and this is the path like JSON is the resource path. Return the details about that API address where it is stored. Okay, and the response, the server returns details like IP address, city, region, country, and more, like this. IP address, city, region, like lat longer and all the 6 time zone where we are you are like locating from where you are hitting this URL, because this is a sample URL for practicing purpose. If you hit, you will get your details of IP and all your city and everything, right? So I'm hitting from this particular location, so it will return this particular location. So this is the everything about this API, like a API. So let's hit this API in the Postman, which is the most powerful tool and the popular tool to like to understand and get like get the data and get the detail about the API. Uh, API request and response. Okay, so go to the Postman and first of all download the Postman in your PC. If it is not, go to this official website of Postman, download, and click on this first link only, and here we go. If you have like already Postman installed as per the your operating system, you can download that. Like just click on it and it will automatically start the downloading. Okay, so I have this is the setup exe. Just double click on it and install in your system. I have already installed, so I'm not going to install it again. So this is the Postman we require to download to use and learn API, like request and response. So I will open my Postman, which is I have already downloaded and installed in my machine. So this is the Postman. When you open this particular Postman first time, okay, you have to allow this access, and also we have to create a new like collections here. Okay, for example, when you create a collection here with the name of anything, like you can give like API, and you can say practice. Okay, and inside that, let's say in this add request. Okay, so this is the request. First of all, let's say new request, so we can say get request. You can for practicing purpose, you can add anything like this, get request or anything. Okay, so this is the one collection we have created, API practice, and inside that we have created one get request. This particular window open, and here we have to pass our request in the Postman. For example, in our page we have this practice get API. So I will copy this and simply paste it into the get request. Okay, here we have headers like for example, it's automatically created Postman token user agent, and this collections we not need to understand anything here. If you pass any query parameter, it will automatically add it here. For example, if I pass here like a key and value, it will I pass like a page is equal to 1. Is the same way, like let's say I will pass here page is equal to 1. Okay, I will remove this from here, and you can see in the parameters you can automatically add the key and value. If I remove this one from here, let's see, it will automatically removed from this particular parameter sections as well. If you send any query parameters, you can set it here as well, like for example page is equal to 1, it will automatically get added here, or if you add it direct here, it will also automatically get here added here. So I don't want to get anything, I don't want to add anything query parameters here, because we are just checking get request and get the response of that particular API. So once you have set up with all these things, because this is the simple get request, I can simply click on the send button, and you will get the response of that particular API through that API. So I will get the response like this. Okay, this is the status code of this particular response is 200. Okay, and I have get all the religions, postal code, and everything related to the my city IP address where I'm working with this. Everything I will get in the response, and this is the status code of that particular API. Once this status code 200 will come, it means that API is working fine. For example, let's understand some status code here. So 200, it's like a success codes, like 200 is a request was successful, 200 what created a new resource was successfully created, 200 is no content request was successful, but there is no response body. uh, if there is no response body like this. So these are the response, like redirections response, like clients error codes, like server error codes. You can just like take a screenshot of this page and you can learn the status code as well if you want. Okay, so once the 200 is come, it means our request is successfully gone, successful, and we have get the actual correct response, right? For example, if I change something in this API, let's say I will remove this FN from here, and if I send the request, we will not get the correct response. We get page not found 404. So 404 is content for no not found. You can see here as well, not found. Perfect. So this is how we can send the get request and get the response in our let's say Postman. Okay, so download by yourself and try this get request. Now let's understand post request example to creating new user. This is the particular post request. Okay, and this is the post request we are sending in the like in Postman. Here we have a get request we have sent, right? Now let's create a new one. Here now let's type as a post. Okay, and this is the same way we have already learned, like this is the protocol, this is the domain name. Okay, requeries in, and this is the path URL, like endpoints. Here is no query parameter in the post request. So some request details in the post. Whenever we have post request, so we have to pass some HTTP method like post, and also required to pass some header, like whatever header we required to pass, we have to pass. Here is the default like content type application JSON, and also we required to pass some body parameters like above automation job as a STDT. As per your request, we can change this response as well, to understanding purpose or your like to your practice purpose. So here same protocol, this is the API provider, like this domain host, this is the endpoint of this path, this is the HTTP request. Requeries.in is the like domain, this is the slash API slash user is the endpoint, and this is the method like a post, and this is the header content type application JSON, request body payload name and job, and response the server confirm the user created in the provide ID and create at timestamp. Okay, so this is the key takeaways of the GET request used to retrieve the data from server, fetching the details only, right? We have already seen post request used to send the data from the server, creating the user. API structure understand the URL section like schema, host, path, and request component headers body is the important for API testing. Simple. So now let's here we'll create a post request. How to create the post request? So I will copy this practice post API from here and just pass it here. Also we request to pass like we can see the HTTP method as a post. So I will change this to post, right? Now previously this is the get, right? Now this is the post. Now let's add this header content type application JSON. It should be automatically created here like this. Let's see content type application JSON. Okay, let's add the body parameter first, then we'll see the parameters. Okay, so the header. So let's copy this body parameters. Okay, request body. Here we go to the raw, and here we'll type as a text, JavaScript, whatever we are sending as a JSON. So I will just copy like JSON and just pass it here. Okay, let's beautify this so it will look like this. As per your convenience, you can change this request. Yeah, as per your name, anything. It should be create like this. Response should be as per your the body parameter you are sent. Okay, now go to the header section and we can see here content type application JSON is automatically added when you pass the body parameter like this one. Perfect. Now if I send this request, it will it is as a post request. You have to create one user. So here Bhau-Automation job is SDTT ID with some like a particular random ID will get generated, and this is the created at the date and time zone will become here. For practicing purpose, you can change as per your convenience this data, and you can practice like this. Okay, so this is the post request, and this like get request. We have seen how to send the request and how to get the response in Postman. If you have any query related to this like session, you can simply ask me. From the next section, we'll go to the Eclipse and try to automate all these APIs practically using Java and REST client. Okay, so let's meet in next chapter. Till time, have a great day. Bye bye.